Hi guys, welcome back. So today I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to talk to you guys about anxiety. Anxiety is something that is so cruel, and it's something that I have lived with since I was 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with chronic hives that were brought on by chronic stress and anxiety. Ask me why a 6-year-old had chronic stress and anxiety. I do not know, but it happened to me, and I lived with these chronic stress hives until I was 14 years old, and a couple of times they almost killed me. So I take anxiety very, very serious, so I wanted to talk to you guys about maybe 9 or 10 things that I personally do that help me relieve some anxiety at different times. Now, if you have severe anxiety that is debilitating your life, I highly recommend going and seeing a professional, a doctor, someone who can help you. This is not me trying to tell you guys how to cure your anxiety, how to help your anxiety. These are things that I do personally for me to help my personal anxiety. These are certain stimuli that help me and that my brain chemistry reacts the best to. Everybody's brain is different, so every kind of stimulus is going to react differently with your brain, and then in return have a different kind of effect with your anxiety. There's tons and tons of reasons why we all have anxiety every day. Different reasons, different things, different triggers, all of it. So this is not going to be a video telling you guys I know how to cure your anxiety. This is actually quite the opposite. I do highly recommend going to see a professional, but I did want to share things that I do that are pretty basic and universal and may be able to help people who just have everyday anxiety, even debilitating anxiety. It might help reduce it just a little bit. So I really wanted to just discuss the things that I like to do to help my anxiety, because I have gone off all medication, and the anxiety medication is one thing that I have found that going off, it has debilitated me the most. So these things are very, very important to me and crucial through every moment of every day of my life. So I really wanted to share them with you guys, and I do hope that they can be helpful, but I do not recommend doing this instead of going and seeing a professional and maybe get on medication or just see if you need that route. So with all of that said, let's jump in. Alright, so number one is something that you guys will not be shocked to hear me say, and that is aromatherapy, essential oils. They are a huge part of my life. As you can see back there is my oil diffuser. I get very excited about them. I love essential oils. I love aromatherapy type products, and I found a product that I've been absolutely loving for the past 2 weeks, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. It is the sponsor of this video. I thank them so much, not only for sponsoring this video, but just for having an amazing product. Now, this product does have coconut oil in it. I did test it on my skin before I used it 2 weeks ago. Thank goodness had no reaction, because this has been a godsend for me for the past 2 weeks, and it will be in my life for the rest of my life. Now, this is an aromatherapy balm. It has essential oils and a blend of tangerine, orange, ylang ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy. It's going to relieve anxiety with magnesium oil. It's going to moisturize your dry skin with the coconut oil. It's going to deepen your sleep and naturally improve the magnesium levels in your body. It's going to relax your mind with the essential oils that are within it. And you can also use this on a daily basis. Now, this does come in a 2-ounce bottle. I believe that it is $59, so it is a little bit pricey, you guys, but I don't feel like you can put a price on something like this. Now, it is a hard balm on the inside, and I rub my finger around it, and I put it on what I like to call my pressure points, which is my wrist, behind my ear, in between my breasts, stuff like that that's going to surround the smell around my face, around me. Any kind of position I'm going to be in at that moment of high stress, I put it all over my body. And this, it almost reminds me, the smell almost reminds me of a citronella candle, only it's different. And I think it's the patchouli in it with the orange that's making me smell citronella, but it's not as strong or bothersome. And it's a really, really nice aromatherapy smell. Like, you can smell like herbal smells, only it's a lot better than like the nasty herbal smell. This is a good herbal smell, and it really helps me relieve anxiety. Now, is it a huge cure-all? No. But if you do a lot of the other things we're going to talk about farther into the video, along with using this, then it just helps so much. Everything that you do, or personally yourself, even if I don't mention it in this video, if you add this onto it where you can smell it, it just intensifies it and helps it 10 times more than anything else you can do. So I've really just been loving this. I think that it's very vital for people who have anxiety. It's something new that I had never heard of. I never even knew that there was anxiety balms out there, and this is something that has just straight up helped me. And if it can help me with my high anxiety, I'm betting it can help some of you as well. So I will leave the link down below in the description box for you guys if you want to check this out. Highly recommend it. And I also would pair it with every other thing that I'm about to talk with you guys about that you could try to relieve your anxiety, because it really does help. It's kind of like the armor, you know, with the sword. So I highly recommend it, you guys. I've been loving it. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't have it in my video sponsored if I didn't. It really has been very helpful to me, and I think that if it can help me, it's going to help some of you as well. Alright, now number 2 is breathing exercises. And I know that a lot of you are like, ugh, that's what everybody says when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're freaking out, breathing exercises. But it really is true, you guys. If you can kind of train your body to do these breathing exercises, it almost will start to calm down immediately. And this is something that I really do when I start having heart palpitations, because when my anxiety gets to a certain level, my heart starts palpitating. And when my heart starts palpitating, I start feeling like the walls are closing in, I'm gonna have a heart attack, I'm gonna die, it's the end of the world. And that's really what is going on inside of my brain when my anxiety gets to that level. So what I like to do is I don't do like normal breathing, you know, exercises. I do what works for me. So you need to do what works for you. Now with me, I take a deep breath and I hold it. I hold it for as long as I can, and then I let it out, pushing the air out. And I do that a couple of times, and then I make sure to sit up straight and just breathe normally with my eyes closed. I breathe in through my mouth and out through my nose, which I know that a lot of people say the opposite, to do the opposite, but that doesn't work for me because I have a very plugged up nose. So that's what I do, and it really does help. It can almost help me within 5 to 10 minutes. And if it doesn't, then I move on to try something else, but it is something to consider. So the next thing is tea, and more so green tea, because green tea is really going to help you relax. And this is something that I do go towards more so when I have anxiety from sadness, because I can gain anxiety from any emotion. I don't know what it is, but I'm like a raw nerve, you guys. So when I'm really sad and it's just causing me so much anxiety that my chest hurts, I will just sit down with a cup of tea and do a couple of things that we're going to talk about next, and a lot of these paired together will help you so much. But let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is something that I think that we can all relate to, that even people that don't particularly have debilitating anxiety, you'll still do this after a bad day, and that is music. Music. We all have different music preferences, but we all love some kind of music. And for me, I love all types of music. There really isn't much music genre-wise that I don't like. So it all depends on my mood. And if I'm in a kind of destructive anxiety mood, I'll listen to, you know, things like Evanescence or Linkin Park, you know, stuff like that. If I'm in a reminiscent kind of anxiety mood, I listen to Bon Jovi or Whitesnake or Meatloaf. If I'm in an uppity, I need to put myself in a better mood, I listen to Adele or Rihanna or Meghan Trainor and things like that. But all of them will pull me out of an anxiety fit, will pull me out of some bad place I'm about to go. And music is a huge part of my life and a huge part of helping me relieve my anxiety. Now number 5 is something that I don't take part in too often, but when things get seriously rough, I will go there, and that is exercise. Now for me, I more so do walking. I'll go for a walk if I need to clear my head. Fresh air can help you so much, but I more so do yoga. Yoga, stretching, deep breathing, things like that, they all just kind of mesh together, you guys, and it will relieve so much stress. And if you're not used to doing yoga or Pilates, something like that, and you go ahead and give it a try, you're going to be laughing your ass off at yourself anyway, so it will pull you out of a bad mood if you're in one. So I highly recommend trying that. I've been doing Pilates and yoga since way back in the day. I absolutely love it. I just don't do it very often anymore. I'm not as flexible as I used to be, so it can hurt. It can hurt really bad, but it does work. Alright, number 6 is something I love to do, and that is read. I've noticed with me, and this is for me personally, when I start reading a book, I immerse myself in that book so deeply that I don't hear things around me. If it's a good book, I don't hear things around me. You know, I'm just deep into that world. Like, it takes me to another world. So when I have so much anxiety and so much on my mind, I put myself into a different world. I grab a good book, something I know that I either love or something that I'm really excited about reading, and I will just sit there and leave everything behind and immerse myself in that book and probably finish the whole thing within a few hours. I love books. I think they are so crucial for people with anxiety. And sometimes when you're really anxious and you're freaking out inside, you don't think to just go and grab a book. You're like, I can't sit down, I can't calm down and just read. But if you try it, just get through one chapter and stop, you'll notice that your anxiety level has gone from a 10 to at least an 8. And if you keep going, it works. Just try it. I hope I haven't been messing up my numbers, but I think I have. I think we're on number 7, but this is something that I do every single night, and that is hypnosis and meditation. And for a lot of people, it doesn't work, but I was one of those people, and I started to realize that it didn't work because I wasn't allowing it to. And it does take practice. Now, I do more hypnosis than I do meditation because I'm such an impatient person and my anxiety is just too high. Meditation more so irritates me than anything, but hypnosis is something that I do every single night. I put on hypnosis. I have 2 male people that are YouTube creators that have sleeping hypnosis channels, hypnosis for anything really, and I put on one of their sleeping ones, and that's what me and my husband go to sleep to every single night. I will leave their channel links down below. Absolutely love them. I mean, I can't even get past 5 minutes anymore and I don't remember anything. And I sleep deeper, I sleep longer, I sleep better, I sleep more uninterrupted, and it's helped me so much because when I get good sleep, I have less anxiety. And that's something huge that I noticed. So this has been a huge part of my life. If you don't want to do hypnosis or, you know, meditation, I also recommend sleeping sounds. You know, soothing water that might make you pee your pants. But you know, like water, birds, the ocean, things like that. It's just, I like rain, thunderstorms, stuff like that personally. But any of those helps me so much, and I highly recommend checking them out and just trying them. Are we on number 8? I am so bad at this. I'm so bad at doing the numbers. But this is more so something to avoid versus doing something. And this is something that I'm still working on because I just cannot not do this. And this is avoiding caffeine. Caffeine will trigger anxiety so much. And you'll notice that the more caffeine you drink, the more anxious you'll be, or the more your anxiety will be inflamed. And at least for me, that's how it is. And I'm a coffee drinker. I did cut out soda completely, but I still drink at least 2 to 3 cups of coffee in the morning. And the morning is when I really start to get anxious, and I really do think that it has a lot to do with the amount of caffeine that I'm putting in my body, but I'm not there yet. But it is something that, you know, so many doctors have told me to avoid that I just never did, so I just wanted to give that to you in case you guys are, you know, strong-willed, way better than me, and you can cut out caffeine. I guess you're supposed to do it, but I wouldn't. Alright, number 9 is a little controversial, or just a little inappropriate to say, but it's true, and that is sex. And sex is such a good stress reliever, it's not even funny. And it doesn't have to be with another person. I mean, obviously you can do your own thing, if you know what I mean. I think it's just the act of working up a sweat, maybe, the act of having the orgasm. It releases endorphins, you know, dopamine, all that good stuff. You know, I'm just throwing out words here that I believe are true, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Good things are released in the brain when we have orgasms, and that's a fact. And it does help anxiety, and it's helped me many times. I'm so thankful for my husband. But I highly recommend it, as long as you're safe. I highly recommend trying it out with your partner. It can really be therapeutic, and it works. It works for me. And the last thing that I think would work a lot and works for me is just ranting and venting, you guys. I hold a lot of emotions in, and I know that you guys do too. You hold a lot of emotions in, and I am a big believer in that's like numero uno of why we have anxiety, is because we are not saying what we feel. Even if it's just, I'm sad today, I don't know why, but I'm sad. You'll hold that in and you won't tell people. And eventually, you know, you're getting irritated by multiple things in one day, and that irritation is just clustering inside of you. And there's an anxious ball just slamming you in the chest. And sometimes you just need to let it out. Whether you get a punching bag or you just scream into a pillow, you know, like a child, like they tell children to do. Adults can do it too. Like, we don't discriminate, not here in the anxiety world. You know, just scream, yell, you know, like yell to your partner. And I say to, not at. You know, yell to your partner. If you are like me and a creator, get on camera and just start a bitchin'. I'm telling you, this is why I'm a high believer in rants. Inventing is because it feels good. You get it out all together at once and you let go of those emotions, and that anxiety does not have control over you anymore. And I'm just a high believer in that. As long as you are not hurting somebody else emotionally, mentally, or physically, let it out, because we're human and we're given that emotion for a reason. Alright, so as long as I got my numbers correct, which I have no idea if I did or not, that is 10 ways that helps me personally, except for the cutting out the caffeine, but there's 10 ways that help me reduce my anxiety to a level to where I don't need to be on benzos anymore. I don't need anxiety medicine like Xanax and Valium and Klonopin and all of those good ones. I don't need them. I want them. They help way better than anything else, but I don't need them. And I'm not saying that you guys don't need them either. Some of you may have different stress levels and anxiety levels than I do. These things may help me a lot more than that they will help you guys. But I wanted to share them, and I really wanted to talk to you guys about this balm. I know that it's sponsored, so you guys are like, you know, I understand. I feel what you feel. But this, I was a little skeptical about it when I first got it, and the first 3 days were amazing. I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling better during the day. I feel happier. I'm dealing better with stressful events, stressful things that are happening. The other day, something really stressful happened on Twitter, and I literally stuck my nose in this and just breathed really deep for like 15 minutes. And when I put that down, I felt good. I felt better. And I put it on. I feel like God is telling me, Niki, this is a coconut product you're not going to have a sensitivity to. I have not had one sensitivity to that. And I mean, with coconut oil, it's hit or miss whether I'll have a sensitivity or not. I'm allergic to coconut milk, but I was afraid I would. And I really wanted to try it out. And it works so well for me that if it can work really well for any of you, it's just completely worth it, you guys. It would be completely worth it. So I will leave that link down below for you guys if you want to check it out, along with everything that I talked about. Any links, any channel links, all of that I will leave down below in the description box. Now, if you guys have any personal ways that I haven't discussed that you help relieve your anxiety, I would just personally like it if you left them in the comments so I could read them, because I'm always looking for more. I think this can be a group effort here, because every human being has anxiety. You know, we all have that within ourselves to have that kind of anxiety. So everybody needs ways to reduce it when it happens. So if you guys could help me out too, I would absolutely love it. If this video was helpful for you, if you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.